Okay. In short, I will try to do a quick movie about my work because normally I get to 20 minutes, so that's a bit too long. I'm Menzo Groeneveld. I'm an artist, a painter, and I want to tell in short, I try to tell in short what I'm doing. Well, for me, a painting is more than a picture. It's the image and the theme are less important. For me, what is most important is that the the quality, like in music, I'm searching for, like in music, especially classical music. You have to take a long time to get to know the piece. You have to listen to it like, well, 6 to 10 times at least to get a bit of the grasp of the piece. And for me, painting is of course a different story. It's one image and everything is in the image. And for me, what I try to do is I want I want the image to be not that clear, so that you have to take time to grasp the piece. And I use a lot of layers. It's more like I make a lot of paintings on one painting, so you see the history, and that makes the work. And you see all these layers still, because I don't paint really over it. I just leave pieces alone. So it becomes like a complex matrix of paint, and um, mostly abstract, sometimes also with figurative in it, but most is abstract of the big pieces, especially. And my focus is, well, the big work, and murals is my highest interest. I also make small work, but that is quite different actually. That's more story like, maybe, or more figurative. But the big pieces are really about space and time and philosophy, kind of. Yeah, I read philosophical axiomas, and I, of course, they're quite complex a lot of the time, but that because I don't understand it completely a lot of the time. It's nice to use as a starting point in painting, because because painting for me is a intuitive thing. So I not, of course, not all. I also watch a lot while I'm painting, but the act itself is a lot of the time is intuitive. And that's also because I like to also to have myself in awe, like, oh, what did I make now? It's not, for me it has to be interesting also. So and that's why I never work with themes, and I never make sketches. I used to do that, but I don't know. In a sketch, if you work from a sketch, then it becomes too much like a puzzle, or like the you're more like it's more like an illustration of your idea. And I want to make paintings that are, yeah, also a bit vague and complex and layered, and so that the person who looks at it can make his own world out of it. Huh? Like, for me, that is, and I, what I'm interested in, because I have to do this short in this video, so I will skip a lot. But what I'm interested in is I had in Italy, I went to the Uffizi and a lot of art, and I got dizzy of it. And then I went to Fiesole, a small village near Florence, and I went up this hill, and it was rainy. I had my umbrella, and I came to a church, and there was nobody, and in the church there was one painting, and it was marvelous. It was because of this journey to the painting that this painting was so special, and it was only one. So my idea is also, like, for me, that was really an eye opener, because with exhibitions, a lot of the time I find it difficult to put my work in a space, because a lot of the work is not, yeah, it's complement, well, it doesn't make it stronger, because I make my works as a unity, as one thing. So I'm not busy with series. So if you're busy with series, then Of course, you use the same colors, you use the same, yeah, maybe same image almost, and then yeah, it becomes a unity, and then you can hang it in one space, and then it's not that disturbing. But for me, that's not a solution. I'm not that kind of artist. I don't like that working method, because for me, every painting is a new adventure, and I have to, yeah, I have to. Every It's like a yeah, it's like if you listen to composers, of course they have their way of doing it, and I also have my way of doing it. But uh, like symphonies, for instance, if Beethoven symphonies or Mahler or Bruckner, they're not the same. You know, they didn't write the same symphony. It was very different a lot of the time. And for me, that's also with painting. Of course, I use a lot of white. I use the same paint, so in a way there is a unity. And of course, I have also composition. That's quite impossible not to have composition in a painting. But the interesting thing for me is this layeredness and this yeah the that you show the viewer like a matrix of paint. And what I said, the story about the road to the work, which is quite important for the work itself. In a way, my painting it's the reverse. It's like because of the layeredness, I have a lot of paintings underneath the painting. So in a way, the viewer, it's the story is behind it. So the in that way, it's the reverse. So I hope in my work, not in my work, that's my cat, but I hope in my work that's the the thing that that people have this journey, and then it's the work itself is like a climax. So I'm busy with that also in when I'm going to exhibit, to do it more like in that way. And that's in short actually what my work is about. It's I use art history and music elements and philosophy, and I make spaces. I'm a composer of space. I call myself. Someone on Instagram um, had this remark to me, like, "Oh wow, you are a real composer of space." And actually, that's quite the essence of what I do. Space is very important for me. It's like it gives this magic feeling, and yeah, for me that's the main thing about painting. That how to create a space that is not a space from reality, but it's more like Messiaen, this composer. I'm listening to him a lot now. He also has this big pieces, very yeah indigestible music, but there is some quality of otherworldliness and belief. So I'm not a believer, but I want my paintings to be like that you have to believe in them. So I try to believe in my work, of course, and it has to have some spirituality in that way. Not in the religious sense, and not in too much in like the new age sense, but more like in that there is more to it than we see. It's more the world is it's all what you can't see. I'm more interested in what you can't see than in what you see. So that's why a lot of my work is maybe a bit fake. And well, that's perfect for me. So it's almost 10 minutes now, and I think this is quite what I wanted to say. So this was in short a bit what I'm busy with. Okay, thank you.